Is this the interview right now? Oh, okay. Very nice. All right, then. The solution to many of the political and social problems that we're faced with today is to be found in a change toward directly democratic systems of government. And I believe that that's the case because I think that if all of the world's people were to actually take responsibility, roll up their sleeves, and engage in work to stop a lot of the heinous stuff that's going on, I think that if all the world's people were to come together and to take responsibility for the state of the world, you see, that we would have a much better world instead of just a very tiny number of people monopolizing all the power in their hands and then using that privileged concentration of power to enrich and empower themselves at the expense of everyone else. You see, that's the source of a lot of the injustice and a lot of the problems that we're facing today. And if we could transition towards a direct democracy, we would, directly democratic political systems, we would have an end to this kind of childish condition that we find ourselves in, wherein we don't have power and we don't have responsibility. You see, I'm hoping to see that. I'm hoping to see that change. I think that since I'm affected by government's policies, that I should be able to decide directly, and amongst all others who are so affected, namely citizens, equally in deciding the various aspects of governmental policy that affect my life, namely the tax I pay, what those taxes pay for, and the laws I'm compelled to obey, instead of other people deciding upon those things for me. You see, because I think freedom's really important. And that is the ability to decide for yourself on important aspects that affect your life. And I want to decide on these things, these very important things. And I think a lot of other people feel the same way. And with a direct democracy, we actually get that too. So not only do we get a better world, because we get people actually rising up and being responsible for the state of the world, and also, since most people are basically decent, we get a much more decent and far less criminal sort of political and social order. We also get a system that makes it so that we're able to control these important aspects of our lives instead of others. We get more freedom for ourselves. The more you concentrate power in a smaller number of people's hands, the more likely corruption is to take place, because there's a fewer number of people who are in the know about what's going on, and there's also, there's a greater ease through which you can corrupt a government as a special interest. It's also for that reason that I think we should transition toward a directly democratic system. And I really think that the national statement that was put out by the 99% from New York, that direct democracy is a solution to many of our problems today, is correct. And I've independently come to that conclusion. I have my own ideas as to how to bring it about. A transition towards direct democracy. You see, I think this is a very feasible way to do it, and lots of people should do it. Lots of people should support those who do it.
Thank you. We'll let you get back to bed now.
All right, one last thing. I think it'll be the renaissance of Western civilization right here. I think this will be humanity advancing to the next level when we actually all come together and unite and work together for common purposes, for common goals. Pull our talents together. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, good night.
Good night.
Yeah.